Did it take 2 years for me to finally understand that? Yeah, relationships. The world keeps spinning. Don't listen to them. Parties changed my college experience. I'm so excited to go back to school. Hey guys, we are freaking back. We are back. If this setup looks familiar to you, basically 1 year ago, I posted my first ever college advice video. And as y'all could tell, we are back for a second round of college advice. This one's gonna be a little different. I feel like last year's video, which you guys should still watch, everything I'm gonna be saying in this video is pretty different from last year's because this one is gonna be a little bit more real. Gonna be a little more like brutally honest. Last year's, not that it was fake, but it was a little more polished, I would say. Whereas this year, it's really like big sister truth advice, stuff that I want you guys to know so that you can avoid any mistakes that I've made, so that you can have the same awesome college experience that I've had so far. Also, now I'm halfway done with college. I am gonna be a junior, so I finished my sophomore year. So I have a little bit more credibility this time around. I'm a little bit older, I'm a little bit wiser, and I'm excited to share with you guys what I've learned because big sis is reporting for duty and I want you guys to have an amazing college experience. So without further ado, let's get started. First, I'm gonna introduce myself because I literally have not. If you've never seen my face before, my name is Chloe Monsanto. I am a rising junior at Villanova University. If you don't know where Villanova is, it's in the suburbs of Philly, so I'm about like 30 minutes outside of Philadelphia. I'm in the business school, so I'm an accounting major and I minor in consulting and economics. I could talk about some things I'm involved in at school. I'm the incoming vice president of our Filipino American Student Association. I'm the marketing director of the Villanova School of Business Ambassadors. I'm an engagement analyst for the Villanova Consulting Group, and I'm part of Greek Life. I am a part of Delta Gamma. Anchor down, anchor down. I'm from New Jersey, so an hour 15, an hour 30 from Villanova, so I dorm. I'm an out-of-state student. I think that's it. I think that's all you guys need to know about me. I think that the number one thing that makes college is the friends you make, the people you meet. And I'm gonna tell you guys how to make friends. Easier said than done, but it actually is quite hard to make friends. Whoever is telling you to just be yourself, don't listen to them. Like, actually, don't listen to them because I'm gonna be so for real. I told you guys, I'm gonna be real in this video. You don't really know anyone who's gonna be there. Therefore, you can be whoever the heck you wanna be. If you're naturally a really shy person, you can become really outgoing and no one would know that that's not you. Which is why I think college is like the best time to like really experiment with who you are, what you like, what you don't like, how you wanna present yourself to others, how you wanna behave. Of course, like, I'm not saying like change your whole personality, but I'm saying at least during orientation and welcome week, be yourself times 10 basically. Because here's the thing, people are naturally attracted to confidence, people who present themselves well, people who know themselves, and mob mentality is real. Oh my god, during like orientation and welcome week, every freshman is having the same thought, like, oh my god, I need to be friends, I need to make friends, I need to be with people, I need to be in a group, I need to make friends right now. Like, if I don't make friends now, then I'm cooked. Like, you know, all stuff like that. With this mob mentality, everyone's gonna want to be in a group, so you might as well be group leader. You know what I mean? Like, again, you can be anything you want to be. Be bold, because nobody needs to know that that was never you until you set foot in college. You know what I mean? That will make you like a friend magnet. Just like being confident and being bold and making decisions and being assertive. Literally a psychological thing. Like, people need someone to follow. So you might as well just be that leader. Literally be whoever you want to be. So on the topic of friends, I'm going to tell you guys how to actually keep friends, because I think during like orientation and welcome week, there are so many people that I met and so many people who I still talk to this day. But there's also some people who like I met and like we're just not tight anymore, but like we don't have beef or anything, but we're just like not like that. I think that naturally the people who will be your people will stay in your life. I'm really grateful and in a really lucky position that my first ever friend group is still like my friend group right now, still like my forever friend group. Shout out my best friends, the 5 of us. We have like, it's been us 5 since literally the first week of school. I'm also really lucky because like now that I think about it, I actually don't have like any beef with anyone at school. There's nobody where like I've had to have like a crazy confrontation with, that I've had like a huge fight with, cut them off, like we're not friends. Like there's actually no one that I've had that experience with, which I'm really grateful for. Pretty much like everyone who I've ever really met at this school, like if I saw them walking on campus, like I would say hi to them. Like there's no one I have beef with, which makes my college experience so much more like enjoyable, because Villanova, it's not a tiny school, but like there's like 6,000 to 8,000 of us undergrad. It really feels like a small school. Like everyone is actually connected. I can't imagine having beef with someone and then like seeing them walking across campus and I'd be like, bruh. So grateful for that, but I honestly like have no guide on how the heck me and my first friend group ever like stayed friends. We just did. But I think something that's hard in college is like starting as a friend like from like class and then becoming a friend that like you hang out with. There's a lot of people that can come to mind who like I just have class with. I see them around in class, but like we don't hang out. A really good way to actually like make a real friendship, write this down. Ask people to lunch, because I'm telling you, like no normal person would ever say no if you ask them to lunch. I feel like it's a really good thing to like meet a lot of people at first, hang out with this group, hang out with that group, you know, kind of like test the waters and see what people like you actually vibe with when you hang out with them, seeing like whose humor you're similar to, who you can actually like sit in a room with for multiple hours on end and not want to die. You're able to figure that out when you test the water, so I think you really should do that. Being assertive, people are secretly wishing like, oh my god, like I wish that person would ask me to hang out, and some people just like they don't do it, so you might as well just be the person that does it, because people will be attracted to that confidence and you will be literally a friend magnet. Be bold, be assertive, and have confidence. Also, just don't be a shitty person, like just be a good friend. That's the best way to keep friends, just being a normal human being. Point blank straight. Next, I'm gonna talk about some dorm essentials, but I'm just gonna speed run this because I talked about this really in depth in my last video, which y'all should check out. Sorry I keep self-promoting it, but I think you should check it out. Click the link down below for my Amazon storefront, because I have every single product that I've actually used linked down there. I can attest to it. Like I've literally used it. That's why I linked it down there, because I recommend you guys to get that stuff. I made multiple TikToks with certain things you could buy on Amazon, so make sure to check that out as well with actual reviews. Little tiny tip, use AI to design your dorm and like visualize how you're gonna decorate it. I've been using that so much because my roommates and I are living in an apartment this coming year, which college vlog soon. I'm so excited, guys, for like the move-in vlogs, everything. You guys are coming along with me for this adventure for junior year. We have like a living room, couch, and everything. We're trying to figure out how we want to decorate the wall, so I literally used AI and Canva to help me like visualize it. I would literally take like screenshot a product from Amazon and ask ChatGPT like, okay, include this to the right of the couch, and it literally would just put it in the design. So now like we know how we want to visualize and recreate that visualization in real life for our actual apartment, and that's been helping so much. I'm using it right now to also visualize how I'm gonna decorate my side of my dorm and like the wall and everything with my bedding, like stuffed animals, all that. So you guys are not using AI to its fullest potential. Okay, so this is like an inevitable thing in college, but parties are a real thing. I think the number one thing while I'm going to talk about parties is to just be responsible. Easier said than done, but there are many ways to be responsible when going out. I suggest that you go out in a big group. Never ever go out by yourself. Honestly, like that's sad. Like, I mean, to each their own, but like I would never go to a frat by myself because that just does not seem fun at all. There's safety in numbers when you have multiple people looking out for each other, multiple people protecting each other, making sure that you always have a buddy. Also, when you go out with a big group of girls, it is so much freaking fun. Like I usually always go out with my like core friend group, and then in our core friend group, all of us have like our own other like individual friends or other friend groups as well. So like you can like combine all of them together, and then you got like a big group of girls just going out, and that's so much fun. Like like the digicam pictures, like oh the TikToks you're gonna make. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go back to school. It is so much more fun and so much more safe when you're going out with a big group of people. I'm not trying to sound like a party animal right now by like advocating for it so much, but like it's also a great way to make friends. Honestly, there are some people that come to mind where I'm like, you know what, we're probably only friends because I've seen her out or like I've gone out with her before, because I'm telling you, like going out with people is genuinely like a trauma bond, because like some crazy can go down, and when you experience it with other people, that's something like you can always talk about. It's a unique experience that you can always talk about and that like you'll always be tied back to. Also, like going out just like makes you feel like more bold, I would say. Like sometimes I would see girls who I have like class with who I've like never really talked to before, and like I see them out and I'd be like, oh my god, like we have like this class together, or like, oh, like I see you around, like I think you're so pretty, like I always wanted to tell you. And then 99% of the time they're gonna say back to you like, girl, I've been wanting to talk to you, like I've been wanting to be friends with you. It's just a great way to like meet people, to see people, to hang out with people. At the same time, don't feel pressured. You know, if it's not your scene, it's not your scene, but if it is your scene and like you think you'd enjoy it, then YOLO, you know what I mean? I will say though, peer pressure is a real thing, and you will fall into peer pressure. I'm just gonna be so for real. Everyone who's like, don't listen to peer pressure, don't listen to peer pressure, you're gonna give in. If your whole friend group is in their going out clothes ready to go out and you're in your bed, you are gonna be convinced. Like literally 99.9999999% of the time, if that were to happen to you, you are probably gonna get up and go rally. Like, different if you have some like pre-existing like commitments, like let's say you have like, I don't know, practice the next morning, or if it's a weekday and you have an exam the day after, probably don't go out, you know, protect your peace. If it's a weekend and you don't really have anything going on and all your friends are going out and you're like, like, should I go out? I would say you probably should. Because honestly, there are no nights that come to mind where I'm like, dang, like I should have just stayed home. Like, I regret this. Any function, no matter how dead it is, it will be fun if you're with your best friends. I'm a firm believer in that, and that's what matters. The party scene definitely depends on what school you go to. For example, like me personally, I feel safe when I go out at Villanova, but when I visited other schools, I didn't really feel safe. So it really depends, but just like, you know, be smart. Yeah, make good decisions, guys. Time management, how to manage your schedules, all kinds of different like class related things. Let me tell you, in college, there will be so much going on. You are guaranteed to have one day where you just sit there and stare at your calendar and probably your eyes are watering and teardrops are starting to fall because there's just so much going on. Especially the older you get through college, like, bro, fall of sophomore year was probably like the worst semester of my life. Schoolwork wise, it was just so much going on, and I have a similar schedule this fall, so that's freaking exciting. I'm so excited to literally die again because of my schedule. You'll have class, and then you'll have another class, and then you'll probably have an exam, and then after that you have to study, you have to do your homework, you have an assignment due for this day, and then all of a sudden, oh shoot, like you have a club meeting, you have an interview, you're searching for jobs, internships, applications, coffee chat. So much going on academic wise. Trying to actually be a young adult and have these experiences that you'll never have again, trying to navigate that like social life, like work-life balance, it is so hard. Like, it is actually so hard. I'm still not a pro at it at all. Like, I have not mastered it, honestly. It's been 2 years and I'm still cooked. But really advocate you to get Notion and use Google Calendar. Not sponsored, but Notion, the DMs are open. Notion is great because I've used it for like to-do lists. I use it to keep track of like all my social media content creation. I use it to keep track of assignments. Google Calendar is awesome. That's where I literally put every single event I have. I started making daily to-do lists on Notion. Starts off with literally like good morning, like waking up is on my to-do list because it brings me like such satisfaction being able to check things off so that I stay on track and don't forget my priorities and stuff like that. To each their own. Like, everyone has their own personal tips and tricks, but I think like no matter what, you should be prioritizing your education just because that's what you're going to college for. That's what you're paying all that money in tuition for. But with that also comes a lot of other things like social life, events. You really just have to experience it to be able to figure out how you balance your time the best. Easier said than done, but I think what is just really important is like paying attention in class, which is something that I'm gonna really try to do more this semester because I know I have a pretty hefty workload with the classes I'm taking this semester. I'm taking literally just straight all like business classes, which a lot of them is gonna require a lot of memorization, a lot of studying. So I want to make sure that I'm using all of my time effectively, the time that I have in class, like actually paying attention and not dozing off, because I am a victim of literally like I am actually thought daughter. I just think about everything when I don't need to, and it makes me like not pay attention in class. And I'm just like, ugh. And then I have to like study extra and teach myself the material. And I'm just like, oh my God, all I had to do was pay attention. Did it take 2 years for me to finally understand that? Yeah, but you know, it's each their own. So try not to go on your phone. If I like truly need to lock in, I usually need to be alone when I study. I need to like use a whiteboard, put on headphones and be locked in and be by myself. Of course, it depends on like what I'm doing. Sometimes though, I do study with friends so we could teach each other. Most of the time, I find that when I study with friends, I do get unproductive because eventually we do start talking about other things and not focused. So depends like what type of learner you are and like how you grasp things best, but you'll be able to figure that out throughout college and what works for you. We're gonna switch gears a little bit. I'm gonna talk about relationships. I think you need to be open-minded when you go to college. No matter what, if you're single, if you're in a relationship, be open-minded. I've found that literally you can have something planned for your whole life and it still won't happen if it's not meant to happen for you. As much as like, let's say you're in a relationship and you really want to stay with this person, you also have to be able to be your own person and to be independent and know that in the back of your mind, like if this didn't work out, that you'd be okay. Anything can happen. You can go into college with like a 5-year long relationship, you've been dating since middle school, and then boom, you guys break up because life just happens that way. You could go into college totally single and come out of college totally single. You could go into college and get in a relationship like the very first week of school and you can marry that person, you know? Literally everyone's stories are different different and everyone is gonna go through different things. Goes back to my point. Literally anything can happen. I think in general though, if you are coming into college single, don't expect to get in anything real at the very beginning, especially if you're a freshman, because there's gonna be a lot of people who are coming into college like fresh out of their high school relationships, like ready to enjoy their single season, and you're probably not gonna find a boyfriend then. But you know what? Now that I think about it, like a lot of guys I know, like they came into college like single, but they're in relationships now, and we're gonna be juniors. So I feel like the end of freshman year and like throughout sophomore year is when people kind of start like locking in more, I guess. But again, anything can happen. You never know. I think everything happens for a reason. There's a plan for you. God has a plan for you. Things will just happen how they're meant to happen. I'm gonna talk about struggle and what it's like being in college and actually struggling. As much as I love college and I feel like I romanticize it so much on my channel, college is freaking hard. Really learned in college that the world keeps spinning. I feel like in high school when I crashed out and stuff and like crazy things happened to me or any setbacks, I was able to like take some moments to like breathe and recoup. Whereas in college, no, you do not have time to breathe and recoup, which is really unfortunate, because if you take a time to breathe and recoup, you are gonna miss class, then you're gonna have to study on your own, then you're gonna have to like teach yourself material, then you're gonna miss this event, you're gonna miss that event. Like time is so precious and there's not a lot of it, which is scary. Back in like February, I was like really going through it this one week. There was a lot going on in my personal life, and that was a time when like my mental and emotional health just like was not good. But I did not have the time to be sad because I had an exam that week. And like I'm the type of person where like I get so much anxiety when it comes to taking exams, and I did not have time to be sad because I had an exam. And I remember telling myself, I'm like, you are not allowed to cry. Like you are not allowed to like think about what's going on in your life because you need to study. There was one day in that week where I started the day off like crying. The rest of that day I was so unproductive and I didn't study and I didn't do anything. All the days after that I was like, girl, no, like you need to lock in, like, because as much as my life was crumbling and I was crashing out, I think I would die even more if I failed that exam. Mind you, I got a 95 on that exam. Even if things are crumbling for you, the world keeps spinning. Assignments still happen. Exams are still scheduled. Unfortunately, life just keeps going on and you just have to learn to roll with the punches. And it's so sad because like I am one to like really advocate for mental health, one who fully believes that like everyone's feelings matter. You need to express your feelings in order to fully process them and like move on from stuff. Yet at the same time, I'm also that type of person where if I'm so busy, I just don't have time to allow myself to feel things, which is so crazy and such a weird thing to go through. And you really don't get it until it's you in that position. Take that as like a warning that you will struggle in college. And if you don't, then you're a robot and I don't know how you're doing it. So we're gonna do a total 180 now, and I'm gonna talk about Greek life actually. So if you don't know what Greek life is, Greek life, I actually do not know the definite, like, so I think most colleges have Greek life. Villanova does offer Greek life. I think about like 30 to 40% of students are in Greek life. I didn't join a sorority until the second semester of sophomore year, so I've only been in a sorority for a semester. Delta Gamma, anchor down. So I know exactly how it feels to be on both sides, to not be in one and also to be in one, and how that has changed my college experience. Okay, it really depends on what school you go to, because Villanova is not an SEC school, so Greek life is not as deep as it is compared to like going to school in like Auburn or like Alabama. But I will say though, it does have a presence at Villanova. When I look at my friends, it's a big mix. I have a lot of friends who are in Greek life. I have a lot of friends who aren't in Greek life. Even when I wasn't in Greek life, I still had a lot of friends who were in Greek life. So ultimately, if you are thinking about it, if you're even like on the fence about like, oh, like maybe I should rush, I still think no matter what, you should try it. I'm a firm believer that I'd rather regret doing something than regret not doing it, because I'd rather like live with the fact that like, okay, I did something and it wasn't meant for me, but I can move on, rather than not do something and like dwell and think like, oh shoot, maybe like that could have been really cool for me, or like I could have fit in there, or this could have enhanced my experience. I really love the sorority that I'm in. I honestly think it's perfect for me and my personality. I genuinely feel like my most true authentic self, my humor, my personality, like everything is like the exact same. But I won't say that it has significantly changed the trajectory of my college experience. I was having a good grand old time without being in it, and I'm also still having a good grand old time being in it. But I think if I still had to pick between being in it and not being in it, I would still choose being in it. I don't know if that's just like mob mentality speaking. I met a lot of great people. Literally my like group in DG, I did not know any of them before joining the sorority. Literally 8 months ago, I had no idea who they were. Like we were not friends, did not follow each other on Instagram or anything, but now like we're such good friends. Like we hang out, and like I love having a lot of friends. I would say I have different friends for like different reasons, I guess. Like y'all know I already have like my core friend group, but then I have like my DG friend group, other like mixed friend groups throughout Villanova. Some friends from this group are also part of this group, my FOSSA friends. I just love being able to have different people to go to and just having people to hang out with for literally all types of occasions. Friendship is the most pure form of love, and I literally love my friends so much. Greek life has also presented me a lot of connections in the professional world. There were people that I reached out to for like coffee chats, and I was able to relate back to them saying that, oh, we're both in DG, like we were in the same sorority. Gotten me like responses back from like cold emails. And this also doesn't have to go for Greek life. This is like any club in general, like being able to like relate back to things. Just try a bunch of things. Try joining different organizations if you're interested in Greek life or not. I'm gonna talk about like knowing what you want to do in life. Comparison genuinely is the thief of joy, but it is inevitable and it is so real. So you don't need to know exactly what you want to do before you go to college, but I think you should at least know a good ballpark. If you could tell from high school that you're good at science-y classes, maybe consider more careers like in STEM, like engineering, nursing. Me personally, in high school, I hated science classes. I hated all those types of classes. And I think because of YouTube, the fact that I've been in love with content creation my whole life, I've always had that like business mindset, presenting myself as a brand, viewing myself as a business and how to optimize strategies to gain more growth. That naturally just clicked with me, and I always loved that. And I think that really translates for me professionally, as I am an aspiring business leader, you know? Going into college, I knew I wanted to do business. I just didn't know exactly in what areas. My older brother is in business. Definition of finance, bro. Look that up. Like, you'll see a picture of my brother on there. So finance was always kind of like in the radar for me because of him and his interests, but like he would tell me about what he does and I'd be like, I do not find that interesting at all. When I was going into college, I really thought I was going to major in marketing. Going into my second semester during freshman year, I was dreading my accounting class. I knew I had to take accounting because it was just required for all business students, and I was dreading it. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to hate this class. But then I took accounting and I loved it. Like, it clicked with me. And now look at me, I'm a little accounting major, which is why you should be open-minded. I think another important thing is talking to people and networking. That is a really big reason why I figured out and how I figured out what I want to do with my life. I would schedule like coffee chats with alum, with actual professionals, ask them about their stories and their journeys, their professional endeavors. There were a lot of people where I sat there and listened and I was like, wow, like I can picture myself doing this for the rest of my life. This company culture seems like it fits for me. Networking is so powerful. They're the ones who went through it. So all you have to do is listen and think, can I do this for the rest of my life? Is this something that appeals to me? Something that interests me? All of sophomore year, I was like grinding. I was like, I need an internship summer 2025 so that, you know, I have more things to put on my resume when I apply for 2026 internships. So I actually got my KPMG winter 2026 auditing internship before I got my summer 2025 internship. I think like internships and like actual hands-on experience is so valuable and something that I really advocate for you guys to start thinking about. I could not do all of this alone. I've had so many great mentors throughout college so far. Go to office hours, become close with your professors because they are very knowledgeable about the industry. Like, they've worked in the industry and stuff, so they can give you so many good tips and pointers and advice. Networking, like I've sent so many like cold emails, just getting to know people in the firms and their positions and what they like about the company. Just know like you are on your own path. Your life will work out the way it's meant to be, and like it has to work out. Like, it literally just has to work out. Big sis is here for you. Reaching an end of the video, but I'm gonna talk about the culture shock I experienced going from public to private school. I don't know if any of you guys could relate to this. I think specifically in my hometown, like a lot of people are very, which I'm not judging, to each of their own, but I feel like a lot of people in my hometown are very satisfied with staying. Their parents grew up here, their grandparents are from here, they all went to the same high school. Some people just like want to stay here, legacies to this town and stuff like that, which I'm not. Me personally, like my parents are immigrants, so I don't feel like I owe anything to this town, if that makes sense, which I think that's also why it was so easy for me to leave. I really just wanted to experience something new. Going to private school now has really changed a lot on how I value things. Thinking about like how I want to like raise my kids. Like, I think I fell for the private school propaganda because I want to raise my kids like in this kind of environment. I have felt like sometimes like I'm like code switching a little. The school that I go to has influenced things that I like, where I like to buy clothes. I present myself to others, like goals I have. Again, I don't know if it's because it's college now instead of high school or if it's because of the type of college I go to. But yeah, things changed a lot for me and I'm really grateful for this experience and I love my life. So yeah, okay, Okay, the last thing I'm gonna talk about, because this video is getting kind of long, discovering yourself. I really truly think in college I discovered who I am. I have such firm values, such firm beliefs and things that just cannot be taken away from me because they're simply just a part of me. Being like actually independent in college has taught me a lot. I've learned so much about like what I need, how I treat others, how I want to be treated by others, how I want to be treated in friendships, how I want to be treated and loved in relationships. It's just so much self-discovery because this is such like pivotal years in your life. Don't be like freaking Belly from The Summer I Turned Pretty, literally losing herself in college because she's deciding to get married to freaking Jeremiah. You should actively be choosing yourself in college. Literally everything I've said in this whole video just comes with experience. Everyone's experience is totally different. I'm so grateful for the experience I've had in college, and I really hope that everyone else can have like a really positive experience, because genuinely I feel like really privileged saying this, but I don't have any like bad memories or moments in college other than like crashing out because of my exams. I feel like I've had such a good experience, which oh my god, am I jinxing myself? I really hope not. I think I've had like multiple peaks in my life, and like college is definitely like one of my peaks. I just hope that you guys have an amazing college experience, especially if you're an incoming freshman. I hope that college will be amazing for you and that it will be some of the best years of your life that you can look back on. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my big sis, real, true, honest college advice from my own personal experiences. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if you have any personal stories that you'd love to share. I'd love to read your comments. If you're an incoming freshman at Villanova, I'd love to chat with you and give you like more specific Villanova advice. More college content coming soon. We have apartment move-in, empty apartment vlogs coming in, all the above. Week in my life. Like I'm already like prepared. I'm so excited for the college content to come back. So thank you all so much for watching. Peace out. Bye.